Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we'll be reviewing the new Rome Black Label binding. That's right, their highest end binding to date. I rode this binding at Arapahoe Basin on a late spring POW day. It was like 6+ inches of snow, it was colder temps, the POW was blower, and I rode it with my Endeavor Archetype board and my K2 Thraxis boots. So you do have some standard adjustments with this binding. You've got flip cams for adjusting the length of the toe and the heel strap. You can move the toe ramp forward or backwards just to place it with the boot. The heel cup is fully adjustable, so you can move it forward and backwards, and you can rotate the high back as well, plus forward lean. So pretty standard adjustments right here across the board. Nothing really mind-blowing with this binding. When it comes to the straps, you've got that new age heel strap with it's pretty much all foam with a minor little plastic skeleton through the middle of it in there. This allows it to contour to just about any boot shape. It really relieves pressure and you don't really have to worry about it breaking in. Now the toe strap, in my opinion, is possibly one of the best ones that I've been on in a long time. It really just contours to any boot shape with that rubber, and it really pushes out if you wear it as a toe cap, but you can also run it over the top if you're old school or you just don't understand that your bindings can actually do that. Overall, straps worked really well on this. You know, they held me in. I didn't feel loose or anything like that. I didn't feel any pressure points. Was really impressed with them. The ratchets did their job. I never really had to worry about them sticking or not releasing. What I did really like with this binding though was the fact that there is a guide right after the ratchet on the heel so that it keeps that heel ladder in place. It's not sticking out, it's not catching on anything. You don't really have to worry about it, it just sort of guides it in. I know it's a mindless little feature, but hey, it works. I enjoyed it. One of the other things I want to talk to you guys about the strap is the fact that it does have that little bungee on there to help pull it out of your way. I love features like this. I know it's minor, but it does help you get in and out of the binding easier. The other nice thing with the ratchets is they're both one finger quick release. You know, you can just push up on them and it will release. I like the fact that it's not a push down tab on the toe ratchet. I hate when bindings do a one finger release on the heel and a push down on the toe. It's just lazy and counterintuitive in my opinion. You want to be able to get in and out as fast as possible. If you have one, you got to push down, and another one you can just release and swing right out. Why wouldn't you do that with the toe ratchet as well? The high back on this is the big tech story. It's an industry first. It's an overmolded high back. Basically, it's so you still get play and flex in the high back, but you're going to get that stiffness and response. You know, overall, it felt like other high backs. It's solid. You know, you got a little bit of play where you need it. There's still a lot of rebound in it. It's lightweight, does its job. The forward lean works the way you want. I mean, I really can't say too much about the high back. I mean, yeah, it's got this huge tech story, and if you're a tech nerd, you can read up on it. But when you ride it, you're going to realize it just works like a regular high back. So the flex on this binding borders somewhere between a high-end all-mountain or a low-end free ride. You still have some play in it, but it is a more powerful binding. You can really drive into it. It's just one of those bindings that's designed for pushing it to the limit. The overall ride of this binding is stable, damp, and smooth, but you don't feel like you have a giant-ass dead spot right under your foot. And while these are Rome and they are kind of known for being a little bit heavier, in my opinion, this is pretty damn light for being plastic and metal. Like, I never really noticed it other than the first chair ride up. I was like, oh, this is a little bit heavier than what I'm used to. But one lap in, didn't notice it. What I did notice was just how smooth these things actually rode on my Endeavor. So who's this binding for? Well, the price tag would say they bypassed the dentist and they've gone right to the oral surgeon. But overall, I'd say it's a great all-mountain binding for someone that wants a stable, smooth, damp ride that's got a lot of precision and you can put a lot of power into, or someone that really wants a tech story. So I'll say it right now, this is kind of a status symbol binding with its price tag, but it's worth it in my opinion because it's by far one of my favorite bindings that I've tested, and I tested more bindings than I have in years past. I really enjoyed just how precise this thing actually rode, how you could drive into it. The straps contoured really well. You know, it does have a canted base plate. I didn't notice it at all, which is awesome, because if you notice a binding with canting, it's not doing what it's supposed to. It's just not. Like 3 degrees of canting is too much. 1.5 is about the max I really want to be, and this, it just didn't feel like overkill with it. But if you're not worried about the price of a binding, I say check this out. This has been my review of the Rome Black Label binding. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this binding. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the content we've got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really want to support us and you really want to see us grow out and become the face of snowboarding media, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. I could tell you more here, but I got a whole video over there that explains what we're trying to do. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.